Hey everyone, AstariaSen here, and we are currently working through Emily Carding's Faery Craft. And it's my pathway to the fairies that I want to work with and the path that I have chosen. And I told you all that I would be making videos each month in regards to each chapter for the next 7 months. If you want to follow along, feel free. If you want to just watch, feel free to do that as well. I'm sure you'll have lots of interesting experiences with me, just, looky-looing. Anyways, I have read through the entire first chapter, and I've started doing some of the exercises that's at the end of the chapter, which includes the great glyph of the she. So I have mine all done up, and it's all sparkly. I don't know if you can see the sparkles in it or not, but it is all sparkly, and it's one of my meditation tools. And I am using the Amy Brown Fairy Wisdom deck to kind of go with my fairy path learning experience. And I have to tell you, lots of things have happened so far. But what I want to concentrate on is that I've learned a lot in the first chapter. She goes into like the etiquette of the Fae, how iron is interacting with them, the please and thank you thing, which I didn't know a lot about, and also something interesting called the world soul. Now, I'd never heard of the world soul before. Like, it is not something that I had come across, not in school, not in my mythology, really, I don't think. And basically, the world soul comes from Plato, which is in the Greek, which is part of the Greek, ancient Greek, right? And he says, it's all living things are imbued with spirit that radiates from the one source at the center of earth. Usually, the world soul is referred to as female. And in her book, Emily Carding talks about the Fae coming from the world soul, basically like the center of the earth. And I know people talk about Fae maybe being humans that are no longer with us or souls that are no longer with us. But I don't believe that. I think they are their own magical entity, their own natural-based nature type entity. And I fully believe in the other world of Fae, or of Fairy, I guess. And I think it's interesting the different mythological aspects that coincide with myths from the fairies, which she talks about in here as well. She also talks about animal associations, and she also has a page on here dedicated to the different signs of the fairies, like the four-leaf clover. This is the great glyph of the she, the septagram, which is the fairy star, etc. And she talks about each one individually in the first chapter. And as I was going through my chapter and doing my reading and wanting to reach out and connect with the fairies, I had pulled a card to connect with the Fae, and I got this lovely, beautiful card, which amazingly enough is called The Source of Magic. Isn't it a beautiful card? It's great. It's from the Amy Brown Fairy Wisdom deck. And the interesting part about the Amy Brown deck is, for the Fairy Wisdom deck anyways, is that at the end of each page, here it shows you what the card is about. And then right down here, you have this little saying on every single one of them. And it is what the fairies are telling you to do. And she explains that in her introduction in this. And this is fun. So what the fairies told me to do, and this is my Source of Magic card and connecting with the Fae, is make yourself a wand. So I did. It's my very first, my own wand, mine, just mine. And I did make my own wand. And here it is. It is not all glittery or anything really, really special. It does have the great glyph of the she in it. And on the back is the fairy star. And it has this crystal on it, citrine is what it's called, and then the string on it, and this is all natural stuff, and I wood burned everything onto it. And I added bay leaf for my wish to connect with the Fae. And I have a couple clips that I may or may not show at the end of this video of me making it. It just depends on how long this video ends up being and If not, then I can always do another video if you guys want to see how that's made. It's nothing really special, it really isn't, and it's just special to me. It's special to my path and to what I want to do in order to move forward. So if you want to make your own wand, go for it. Feel free. I'd love to see what your wand looks like. And if you're following along, how do you feel about the world soul? Like, have you heard of it before? Is it something that you're interested in? And if you have heard of it, where have you heard of it from? So anyways, I'm going to continue on. I will do another video at the very end of October to talk about the rest of the exercises that I completed and how all of that went for me for chapter 1, and then just keep moving forward. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching.